Hi there, my name's Andy Hillier and today's guitar lesson is going to be on the Forza Horizon title track, the menu music. I've done a cover version, go and check that out. I'll leave a link in the description to that and a card above. I'm going to teach you the whole thing. Just before I do though, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, leave me some comments in the comment section including what songs I should do next. And if you love what I'm doing and you want to support me, support my channel, and you want to print the tabs off of this, you can support me on Patreon. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. My guitar's in standard tuning. Now the first line goes like this. So it's basically repeating the same thing round. You start with the first finger on E10, second finger on B11. It's on beat 2, so it's like rest. Then go down to 8 on the E string and 10 on the B string. So it goes rest. And then it's jumping between those two. So it goes back to the 10 and the 11, then down to the 8 and the 10. So that's the first bar. So it goes rest. And then into the next bar, we've got 2 more hits at the 10 and the 11. Back to the 8 and the 10, the 10 and the 11. So far you've got rest. Then up to E11 and B13, and then back to the 10 and the 11, down to the 8 and the 10 twice, and into the next bar, just into bar 3, you've got E6 and B8, and that's where it's going to repeat round from. So if we go up to that 6 and the 8, the first sort of hit into bar 3, you've got this slowly. 1. And then that's where it repeats round, and it basically just repeats that 4 times. So the first line, I've written it kind of out twice, but the repeat mark, it hasn't got the first hit on the 6 and the 8. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's just try that. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So you get the idea, you just keep repeating that round. And then we get the next line, which goes like this. So for that, we're going to play G7, and then really fast, you're going to go G7, G5, G3, down to open G. So slowly, you've got... And then really fast, going back up, you're going to go open G, G3, G5, G7. So slowly you got a bit faster, and up speed. So really just as fast as you can. And then back to G5, G3. So it goes. And then into bar 6 we've got G3, pulling off to G2, and then D5. Then we've got, which is G7, B7, B8, E5, E6, E5, B8, then B6, and then G7. So it goes. So the whole of that bar goes. So the whole line goes. On to the next line, and you've got. So we've got a G7, then E10, B11, G12, back to the E10. So it goes. And then E13 to B11s. So from the beginning. Then a E11 pulling off to E10. And then this next phrase, we're playing B8, B9, B10, super fast, and up to E8. It's quite tricky that. Play it nice and fast. And then B10, B11, 2 B10s, 2 B8s. So it goes. So the whole line. The next line goes. So for that we play E13, B15, slide into B13, so we go. Then E11, B13, slide into B11, then E10, B11, slide into 10, E8, B10, slide into 8, and then E6, and then there's a B8 at the end, so it goes. And then into the next bar, E6, B8, slide into B6, E5, B6, slide into B4, and E3. So far in that bar. And then this last phrase goes, which is E6, E5, hammer onto E6, pull off to E5, 2 B8s, so then B7, and then on the G string you're going to go G5, G3, G2. So the whole line slowly goes. On to the next line, you've got so for that we've got G3 pulling off to G2 and D5, and then nice and quick you're going to play open G, G3, G5 and up to G7, and then open G, G7 sliding up to G10, open G, and then G10 sliding up to 12. So you got. Then the last phrase, which is a little rake, playing G12, B11 up to E10. So you can just like rake it up. And then E11, E10, G12, E13, E10, B11, E10, B11 and B10. So it goes. So the whole line. And the next line, this is where like sort of the main sort of melody comes in, goes. So B8, E10, E8, E10, B11, B10 and B8. So you got. Then B11 to E8. So the first two bars. The next bar is the same as first bar on that line. Then bar 16 you've got, which is B11, B10, B8, 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 B10, B11, E8, B10, then G10. So bar 16. So the whole line. And the last line of music, we've got. So for that, we're playing B8, then B8, G10 to B8, another 2 B8s, then all up to E15, and then another E15, E13, E11, E10, then E13, E11, E10, then E10 and E8. So the whole line goes. And that's the whole thing, and then just repeat back to the second line, and that's it. Well, that's quite a lot to get through. Hopefully it's made sense and you've enjoyed it. If it has, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, it really does help me out. Give me a like on the video. Leave me some comments in the comment section, including any songs you want me to do next, what you thought of the video, and where in the world you're from. It's really interesting to hear from you guys, like around the world watching this. It's crazy. And if you love what I'm doing and you want to support me, keep me doing the channel, and you want to print the tabs off for this, I'll put it on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Thanks for watching this. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.